All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dewpoint. You're all very quiet. Let me try that again. Good evening, everybody. Was traffic so bad to Bryanston this evening, that has depressed you? Or maybe it's because it's close to payday. Anyway, good evening. My name's Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at Dewpoint. And good evening to all our live streamers, the people who are tuned in around the country. So this evening we have a special format, something that we do once a month. It is called Tell All Tuesday, there you can see, where we get to reveal the stories of people in this business that have had some success in the business. We love to showcase them. We invite them up onto stage so that they can share their experience of Dewpoint with you. And I promise they're not actors. If you see anyone that you recognized on Generations, you come speak to me. Okay, these are authentic people that were in exactly the same position as our guests. They were sitting in the same seats as you once upon a time, and a little bit of time has progressed, and they have shown some success at Dewpoint, and that's why we showcase them up on stage. So let's begin. We're going to be going through the presentation. It's going to take us about 60 minutes. After the presentation, you're welcome to come speak to me and some of the other staff, ask us any questions that you might have. Let's begin. So Dewpoint is actually a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa. They were founded in 1952. That's their lovely building in the background. They're based in Randburg, just down the road from us. That's their little orange logo. You might recognize that logo, you might not. They typically don't deal with consumers like you and me. They've always dealt with other financial service providers. And for the first time through Dewpoint are we now approaching consumers directly. The FSP number that we operate under is that one that you'll see over there in our foyer above the water cooler. You'll notice that we've got a wall of fame up. It's all our certificates up on the wall. Go take a look at those. Those are our FSB licenses. So we've got a long and short-term insurance license. We've got our FSP license. We've got an investment license on display. We've also got our accreditation with the direct marketing and the direct selling associations. We take credibility very seriously here. We understand that first impressions play a large role in this business. And if you are looking at forming this partnership with a business, I hope that you trust us. All right, so go take a look at the certificates up on the wall. It will lend credibility to our offering. The executives and the senior managers here at Dewpoint are these people that you see up on screen. We've arranged them from shortest to tallest, least good looking to best good looking. Is that evident? I don't have to tell you that. You could see that immediately, right, off the bat. So we start with the shortest and the least best looking person. Fortunately, he's not in the room at the moment. Brendan Benfield, he's our senior executive. He's actually my boss. And he heads up this division of Dewpoint. We're very lucky to have him in this position because he's got so much experience in financial services, particularly insurance, because his family have been involved in insurance his entire lifetime. His father is actually a professor of insurance who's been involved in insurance for about 50 years. He's a professor of insurance. He taught at Wits for 25 years. His father actually founded Clientele Life, founded the IFA. He's founded a host of financial service businesses around the world with a lot of success. Brendan and his brother Stuart followed in their father's footsteps. They went on to found a business down the road called Prime Meridian Direct, or PMD. And PMD has had a lot of success in the market. I think they're the fourth biggest short-term insurer in the country at the moment. So like I said, very lucky to have Brendan leading this division. We've got Tim Reynolds, who's operating our live stream at the moment. He's got a lot of experience in corporate banking. He was with the First Rand Group for 15 years, reported directly to the board of executives and the CEO there. And along with Stacey, together they manage the auditing, the accounting, and the regulatory aspects of our business. Stacey's got a lot of experience in auditing. She's worked in auditing all her career. She was with Deloitte locally as well as overseas before she came back to South Africa and joined the team here. So these three characters on the far left are all registered chartered accountants. Then the two tallest and the better looking people are non-accountants. We aren't accountants. Starting with Jane. Jane is the smile of Dewpoint. She is always in reception, always welcoming the people into our business. She's got a lot of experience in direct marketing, direct selling, because even though we're an insurance company, our growth is very much predicated in success around referral or network marketing. And Jane brings that experience, international experience, because she's from the UK. She brings that experience with her to this team. And then myself, the tallest and the best looking out the whole group that you see on the picture here. I've got a lot of experience in marketing and advertising. Surprise, surprise. I've been working in marketing and advertising all my career, and that's almost about 20 years now. I started my own agency when I was about 23. That was the mid-90s. And we had a fair amount of success. We specialized in the digital medium, right? Remember when the internet was booming in the late 90s? Do you remember that? Do you remember having a modem on your table that made a lot of noise, right? Your dial-up modem. Those were the days, and that's when we started our business. We had a lot of success in that in the early stages. We operated heavily within the financial sector. We worked with almost all the big banks in the country, along with other companies. And I deem it to be successful because we didn't retrench anyone in my business. In 20 years, we didn't retrench anybody. We paid everyone salaries, but yet I still walked away from the business without a cent 17 years later. Why? And I'll touch on why I walked away from that business, because I think it reflects what we all experience as employees, right? So this is the team. Our mandate as staff of Dewpoint is to support everyone that joins us in this partnership, in this endeavor. We want to see you effective. We want to see you successful, because as a business, we can only be profitable if our partners, our wealth engineers, are being successful and effective in this business. And so we collaborate with you. We will support you in this endeavor. We don't run away. We don't hide in our offices. You can speak to any of the wealth engineers. We very much get involved with everyone's activity, with the success, and we're always happy to work with people that are willing to put the work in. Okay, so that's a little bit of background on Constantia, on the people here. I hope the individuals here lend to our credibility too. We're actually part of another company called Conduit, the Conduit Group, which is listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. So you're welcome to go do a background check on us. Trust the business that we're speaking about. This is a fairly negative slide, right? The moment you see that word come up on the screen, debt, right? You become a little bit depressed. We get a lot of statistics from the FSB that paints a picture of what personal finance looks like for the majority of South Africans. It's not a pretty picture. We look at the driving factors as to why people would be interested in entrepreneurial opportunities. Why are you here this evening? Right? It's a beautiful Tuesday evening. It's still spring. The weather's lovely. You could be at home with family. You could be on the couch watching TV. You could be spending time with your children. Yet we're here at a business presentation listening to this guy Rob on the stage. Why? What are the driving factors behind? What has pushed you? What has led you to sit here this evening? And the driving factors are unfortunately negative. We look at the economy. Anyone happy with the economy at the moment? Right? We see it play out in our lives constantly. So you would know, because I often ask the audience the question, how many people in the audience got a 5 to 7% raise in their salary for the last 5, 6, 7 years in a row? Anyone get that raise every single year? Right? Nobody. This is because of the economy. We're very much in survival mode, right? We're certainly not thriving as an economy. We've been in a recession for the last 6 months. We're just out of recession now. The economy is growing at 0.1 or 0.3%, something ridiculous. And unfortunately, what we see is that people's salaries are devaluing against what the cost of living is. Do you see that in your own life? Things are getting more expensive, but my salary is not keeping up. And this gap that is forming, we often use debt to band-aid over this gap. Right? And this has a huge effect on our personal finance in the long run, right? And South Africans will engage in all kinds of debt. We are often criticized by economists that South Africans engage in too many debt instruments. You're afforded debt at an early age. The moment you start earning a salary, companies will start allowing you to buy things on hire purchase, take out loans, personal loans, educational loans. You can buy clothes, you can buy furniture on hire purchase. You can have credit cards, right? And all this debt starts amounting and mounting up. And when your salary starts to devalue against the cost of living, you suddenly find that you have a problem. Some of the statistics that we get from the FSB show that 50% of South Africans with debt are under debt review. For more than 3 months, they haven't been able to pay back their debt. That is 50% of our population at the moment. Right? And so we see this problem becomes exacerbated because there's this day that's looming down on all of us that is inevitable, and it's called retirement. Anyone consider retirement every day? Right? Do you think about my retirement? Is it looking good or is it looking bad for me at the moment? We turn a blind eye to retirement, most of us, right? I'm 40. I know for the last 20 years, most of which I've turned a blind eye to retirement. I haven't worried about my retirement yet until Tim sent me some data late last year that told me what retirement planning actually looks like and actually how much money you have to have saved in an investment to have a comfortable retirement. You know that you have to have R1 million saved just to afford yourself 5,000 Rand a month once you're retired? I love to ask the audience 2 questions. The first question is, how many people can survive on 5,000 Rand a month? Can you survive on 5,000 rand a month? Right? It's not a difficult question. No. It's certainly not a dignified living. I was reading an article the other day that spoke about nutrition in South Africa. They reckon a family of 4 needs to spend about 7,000 rand a month just on food to feed themselves properly, right? That's just to get by. That's the entry level cost. So 5,000 rand is certainly not going to be a dignified retirement. I mentioned to you that you needed to have 1 million rand saved to pay yourself out 5,000 rand a month once you're retired. So how many people in the audience are saving towards 1 million rand in their retirement fund? Nobody? 1? That's usually the statistic, right? Because the statistic that we get from the FSB says 98% of people in South Africa will get to retirement financially dependent. You'll suddenly become dependent on other people, on your children, on your family. You'll have to downgrade your lifestyle to such an extent that you can survive on 5,000 rand a month or less. And really what the presentation about today, or this evening, is all about, is about an opportunity that will give you or empower you to move out of this 98% into the 2%. And that's what we're here for this evening. And all of these driving factors, as negative as they are, I hope they give you a realistic sense of what your circumstance is like and what retirement looks like for the majority of us. As a business, we saw an opportunity to create an opportunity for the average South African to join. We called it the Dewpoint System. It was launched in February last year with 3 aspirations in mind for the people that join us. Number 1, to become debt-free. Can you imagine what it must feel like to be completely debt-free? Think about it. I often tell the story because we experience this all together at the end of the month. What happens at the end of the month? You get one SMS from your employer. It's a good SMS, right? It says you've been paid. The bank sends you the SMS, says your income's been paid, salary, and you get excited for about 3 minutes, and then your phone goes crazy. Then you get another 10, 20 SMSs, and you think it's a family emergency. But no, it's your debit orders going off, right? And all those debit orders go off, and you hope that by the end of all those debit orders that there's still some money left in your account. So our first aspiration, and you can align yourself with this aspiration, you don't have to, but our first aspiration for people in this business is to aspire to becoming completely debt-free. When that income comes into your bank account, nothing goes off. Right? You're getting an income from your employer. You're getting a SMS from Dewpoint saying that we've paid your return. Our wealth engineers, did you get paid today? Yes, you did get paid today, didn't you? Right? That's a good SMS to get halfway through the month. And we don't want you to get any debit order SMSs. Imagine that the car you drive is paid off. The house that you live in is completely paid off. Imagine that circumstance. At the end of the year, you get to pay your kids' school fees 1 year up front. Can you imagine that? That's something I never aspired to. I never thought about in my life, oh, let me try and get rid of my debt completely. I just thought debt was something that I'm going to have to live with forever, especially credit cards. Whew, give you the shivers, right? Especially when you've got 14 of them. Don't want to have 14. I know someone that had 14 credit cards, all maxed out. He paid it all off, fortunately. He paid it all off. Our second aspiration, so number 1, become debt-free. The second aspiration happens once you become debt-free, you have the opportunity to start building value and wealth. Building wealth, right? By putting money into investments, by looking at developing and increasing the value in assets that you have ownership over. And then the third aspiration happens all on its own, and that's just for people to be happier. Because that's why you're here in this business presentation. The person that invited you here to this presentation this evening, they planted a little bit of hope in your heart that you would hear about something this evening that would improve your circumstance for you and your family. And those are the 3 aspirations we have. How does this work? Our guests here this evening, you have the opportunity to join Dewpoint. You contract with us. We call you wealth engineers. And as wealth engineers, we only have one thing for you to do, and that is to go out and build what we call channels of distribution. And these channels of distribution that you build are really you just introducing people to Dewpoint, and we'll attempt to place product with these people through our online platform. That's as simple as this business is. The benefit for the wealth engineer is that you get to create additional income. But the nature of the income that you produce here is one of recurring nature. Some people will refer this to as passive income. My father often used to speak about it as making money while you're sleeping. Did you know that was possible? How can you make money while you're sleeping? Maybe if you're on the street on Rivonia Road at midnight. I'm not talking about that, right? We're talking about passive income. Recurring income is something that's actually inherent to insurance companies, and you get to partake in that benefit, in the upside of our business. So when my father spoke to me about earning income while you're sleeping, I never realized what he was talking about until about 10 years into running my own business. Because in my business, we were very much service-based. We had programmers, designers, developers working for us, admin staff, and salespeople. And every month in our business, we'd have to rush out and go look for work, right? Most of us are in the same boat. You are tied to the time constraint. If you don't go to work, you don't get paid. If a plumber doesn't do plumbing, he doesn't get paid. If an electrician doesn't do work, he doesn't get paid. Hairdresser, lawyer, doctor, we're all in the same boat. They still have this time constraint around them. In this business, you get to free yourself of the time constraint. You get to build up an asset that will pay you regardless of whether you're working or not, right? And I'll speak to you a little bit more about that. The power of duplication. We've built the system so that you can leverage the power of duplication. Again, this frees you from the time constraint. When you go out and you build what we call these channels of distribution, I'm hoping that you're actually going to bring in very capable, resourceful people into your business. And if you're successful in doing that, these people are going to collaborate with you. They're going to work with you in building your asset so that you can get a greater recurring income. This business is flexi time. You might be thinking that's great because I can choose to do the business whenever I want to. That's true, but don't make the mistake of thinking you can do this business when you feel like it. What happens when you do things when you feel like it? Right? That's your New Year's resolution when you're trying to lose weight or build muscles or stop smoking. It lasts for about a week or two, right? And then you fail at it. So if you're interested in this opportunity called Dewpoint, by the end of this presentation, I want you to think at the same time, how does Dewpoint fit into my life? It has to. It has to fit into your life if you want to make a success out of it. You can join. Anyone can join this business. But to be successful and effective requires a whole different aspect, right? And that's the commitment aspect. So when we say flexi time, don't think it's a business I can do it when I feel like it. No startup capital in this business. We make this business as risk-free as possible. We don't have boxes of product. We don't have registration fees. We don't sign you into a 12, 24-month contract that you can't get out of, right? No qualifications or experience required. Why is that notable? Because we work within financial services. We have to follow everything that's laid out in the Phase Act. We do what the FSB tells us. We contract you out of that obligation. So it doesn't matter. Did anyone bring their CVs this evening? You didn't bring your CVs? Right? It doesn't matter. I don't care whether you got matric or you don't, whether you've got corporate experience or you don't. I don't care whether you're a housewife. Anyone can join this business. It becomes accessible to everybody. You get to build an asset. Now, this is probably one of the most important points on this slide because this flies in the face of employment. It is the antithesis of employment because what do? I assume everyone here is employed, right? We work for somebody else. You're going to spend 40, 45 years working for somebody else, building up somebody else's asset. I saw a wonderful meme. Do you know what a meme is? You know when people send these pictures around on WhatsApp? Those are memes, right? They're sometimes funny, whatever the case is. So I saw this meme. It was this guy standing next to a brand new Lamborghini, right? And there's another guy standing just off to the side looking at this man in his Lamborghini. And the guy says to him, "Boss, that's a very nice car that you've got there." And then the boss says back to him, he says, "My son, if you work really hard and you stay committed and you keep up all your passion, I can buy another one next year." Right? We laugh, but that's what we're doing in employment. We're building up someone else's asset. Right? Stay committed. Come to work. 40, 45 years. Be passionate. Love your job. For what? So that you can be told you need to go on early retirement because the economy is not doing well. Or be retrenched before you even get there. In this business, you get to sacrifice time, but know that the time that you sacrifice is you building an asset that you have ownership over. This channel of distribution, you have legal tender over. You own it. You can move it into a family trust. You can seed it to your beneficiaries. You can give it to your kids. You can sell it, right? You're building something that you own. There's no selling involved in our business. Does that confuse a couple of people? when the person that introduced you to the business says there's no selling involved. And then you got confused. Well, what on earth are we doing? You're not going to be selling. We actually contract you out of talking about our products, trying to sell our products. This is a wonderful benefit for you. Because who wants to go out and try to convince people to buy something? In this business, all you're going to be doing is telling people about the Dewpoint opportunity. It is probably the most valuable income that exists, or opportunity that exists in South Africa. When you go tell people, I've got an income opportunity for you, that's what people want to hear, right? The nature of our products are financial in nature. It means they're not tangible products. We don't have stock and distribution issues. Like I said, there's no boxes of product. Yeah. Did anyone bring their uncle's bucky this evening? No one. How did you know there weren't any products that you were going to go home with tonight? We've got boxes and boxes and boxes of milkshakes for you. But they expire next week, so you better sell all of them this weekend. Right? We don't have those issues in this business. So we make this business as convenient as possible for our wealth engineers. But this is all predicated on your ability to go out and build channels of distribution. So I'm going to show you what a channel of distribution looks like. It begins with you, the CEO, the MD of the channel, right? You're going to go out, and like I said, I hope you're going to find resourceful, capable people to bring into the business. When you're successful in that, and you get other people, whether they're friends, colleagues, strangers, whoever, family, to join this business, they become Dewpoint Wealth Engineers. They take out one of our products. That is the beginning of your channel of distribution. And these people that have come into the business are going to do exactly the same thing as you. This is where organic growth starts to take place in your channel, right? This is where the power of duplication happens. Because this is what your channel of distribution can look like after a certain amount of time, purely based on your early efforts. How much effort did it take just to bring 5 people into the business? But this is what your entire business looks like. You're the MD, the CEO of this business. You're getting paid a recurring income based on every single product that has appeared in your channel because of your early efforts. This is something you have ownership over that produces recurring income for you every single month. And this is what you're going to be doing in this business. You'll be forgiven if you arrive to this presentation thinking it's a get-rich-quick scheme. Did anyone think that? I've been invited to one of those things. No one thought that. You're lying to me. I know there's 1 or 2 people that thought they were invited to a scheme tonight. I laughed because one of the client service ladies said to me yesterday, a woman phoned in today, very distressed because she was hoping that it was a get-rich-quick scheme, and she's found out that it's actually a lot of hard work and she's leaving the business. Right? People want to get rich quickly and easily. We see it happening all around us. But if you ever had the privilege of trying to start your own business, you'll realize how difficult it is. Anyone can start their own business. You can go to the registrar's office, fill out a form, you become a CEO, just like that. You can get business cards printed, CEO, tell your friends you own a business, you're the CEO of a business. But to be successful is a completely different story, right? Don't make the mistake of thinking we're one of these get-rich-quick schemes. We are a 70-year-old insurance company. First of all, we'll never align ourselves with anything that looks like a get-rich-quick scheme. And secondly, we'll never promise you success easily, because we know that it takes a lot of hard work. You've got to get through a lot of frustration. You've got to be able to put up with the downside of entrepreneurship. Did you realize there was a downside to entrepreneurship? Time sacrifice, personal development, dealing with issues constantly. But if you're willing to put up with that downside, you get to enjoy the upside, which is financial freedom, taking power, empowering yourselves around your income, having a retirement that you can look forward to, right? That's the upside. Don't make the mistake of thinking that we're one of these schemes and that success comes easily. Let's talk about how you benefit as wealth engineers here at Dewpoint. There are 2 ways to benefit. One is through our returns program. The second way is through our rewards program. So we're going to talk about the returns program. This is what we pay wealth engineers at the end of every single month, right? Like I said today, the wealth engineers got paid today. So we've got a couple of happy faces in the audience. How does it work? We pay a base return fee of R27.50 for every product in your channel, right? Every single month. Remember, it's recurring income. Remember the first 5 people you introduced to Dewpoint? They lie on your first point. That product is 1 point away from you. And on your first point, we pay you R55 for every product on your channel every month. On point 2, the same story. These are friends of friends. You don't necessarily know anyone on point 2, right? But it's still in your channel. And on point 2, you get paid again, R55 for every product every month. On point 3, you see the multiplier drops to 100% and it starts dropping all the way down to point 8. At point 8, you're getting paid 4% of the 27 Rand 50. But what's important to note is that we don't limit you at point 8. If you're going to be here for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, your channels are going to grow way beyond point 8. We've got people in the business that have got beyond 20 points. They've only been in the business for 18 months. What's important to know is that we don't limit you here at point 8. We will keep paying you the 4% beyond point 8 into infinity. We don't limit you on how big your channel can get at Dewpoint. We don't limit you on how much money you can earn at Dewpoint. The accountability always lies with you. You want to build it past point 8? You make that decision, right? I'm not holding you back. So this is the mechanics of our returns. This is how we figure out how much we're paying returns at the end of every month. So what we did, the next natural question we got was, well, how much money did you make in this business? I understand the 55 Rand, but beyond that, what can you make in a business like this? So what we did was we created this projection. We called it the path to success, and it illustrates to you how much money you could earn over the next 60 months at Dewpoint, right? It is based on a growth formula. The growth formula assumes that as a new wealth engineer in your first month, you can bring 3 people into your business. Just 3. So it's October. Halfway through October, new wealth engineers, if you can bring 3 people into the business this month, and then every consecutive month thereafter, you only have to bring in another 2 people. So 2 in November, 2 in December, 2 in January, right? It's 1 person every 2 weeks. Sound doable? I hope so. If you can follow that growth formula, you can expect these numbers. You can be earning 2,500 Rand after 6 months of work. You can see I'm looking at you when I say 2,500 Rand, right? You don't like 2,500 Rand? Too little? You want more? Okay, let's just have a little lesson around the 2,500 Rand first. Because we think like consumers, we think like spenders. This is the mistake I make myself every single day. You say a certain amount of money, I think, oh, what can I buy with it? Right? You say 3 million Rand, I think a brand new Porsche. You say 15 million Rand, I say a house in Clifton. You say 2,500 Rand, I say new Nikes that I saw advertised on Facebook. That's how I think all the time, right? And so it's easy to turn your nose up at 2,500 Rand after 6 months of working. But let me give you this lesson, because if you're looking to build value, to build wealth in your life, you need to look at money differently, because this is recurring income, right? Here's someone with R1 million debt. So we've got an example of some person here found a lovely house, R1 million, didn't have the money, went to the bank loaned them R1 million and said, you're going to pay me back over the next 20 years. I'm 40. I'll pay this house off eventually by the time I'm 60. That's a nice retirement present, right? To become a homeowner at 60. I'll be paying back the bank about 11,500 Rand a month. But I joined Dewpoint 6 months later with some success. I'm earning 2,500 Rand, and I do the very mature but boring thing of putting the 2,500 Rand into my bond, because I remember Rob saying to me, pay your debt off as quickly as possible. And so I do that. The effect of paying my bond off a little faster, putting 2,500 Rand into my bond, allows me to pay that house off in 11.5 years instead of 20 years. I'll be 51 and become a homeowner. I now have 8.5 years of being able to put 14,000 Rand a month into my retirement fund instead. It saves me in repayments back to the bank. I've just saved myself R1 million in repayments. That gives you an idea of how much interest you're paying back the bank over that time frame. After 12 months, you're on nearly 9,000 Rand a month. That's in excess of 100,000 Rand in annual recurring income. Who's got a 100,000 Rand bonus lined up for the end of the year? No one? 12 months away. After 24 months, we are close to 30,000 Rand a month. What can you do with 30,000 Rand a month? Keep going. After 36 months, you're close to 50,000 Rand a month. You want to look at a bond example at the 30-month mark? 5 million Rand bond. You're earning about 36,000 Rand. Do the boring thing. Put that 36,000 Rand as an additional payment into your bond. You'll pay a 5 million Rand house off in less than 7 years. So I'm 40. At the age of 47, I pay my first house off. At the age of 54, I buy another house. I've paid it off. At the age of 61, I've just paid off 3 houses to the value of 5 million Rand each. Or I sit back, I moan about the economy, moan about my boss, pay my house off over 20 years, get to retirement and realize I actually haven't put enough money away. Now I have to sell my 5 million rand house, move in with my kids, buy a smaller apartment just to survive through the month. That's 98% of the population. We've got a room of about 140 people here. There's 3 or 4 people in this audience that will get to retirement financially independent. You can't escape data. You can't escape data. Don't make the mistake that I thought, I'll be fine for retirement. I'll be fine for retirement. We need to make a decision 20 years before we realize the fruit of our labor. 20 years before. You keep going, 48 months, you're close to 70,000 rand a month. And after 60 months, a short 5 years, in excess of 1 million rand in recurring income. See, now the numbers become too big and you don't believe me. You weren't happy at 6 months, 2,500 rand, now millions, too much. Right? I know how we all think. Where did I lose you? What was realistic? What was more realistic for you? 10,000 a month? 30,000 a month? What would you be happy with? It is different for everybody because this is just an example, right? It's based on this growth formula, 3 + 2. We've got lots of wealth engineers, they get excited. They think, Dewpoint's going to be great. It's so easy. They join, they do nothing. They last 2 months. They get frustrated. People are letting me down. They become part of the 0 + 0 club in our business. But you can do more than 3 + 2, right? Because the accountability lies with you. Remember, this business is flexi time. It means you get to decide when you want to do the business. And so we have wealth engineers doing way more than 3 + 2. And on an evening like tonight, we love to showcase them and let them share their experiences with you. So on that note, we've got Joseph coming up. There you go, sir. Welcome.
Thank you.
Come stand next to me here. All right, so let's take a look at Joseph's slide. You can see he's from Midrand, good local Joburg boy. We had a couple of people from the coast, but tonight we've got the locals representing. Joined halfway through May. So what have we got? Yes. May, June, July, August, September, 5 months in the business, right?
5 months.
June, so within about 30 to 60 days, almost 3,000 rand a month. 2 months later, after that, June, July, August, 5,000 rand a month. Remember I told you on the retirement slide, you need to have 1 million rand in the bank to pay yourself out 5,000 rand a month. Joseph did it by August. So what's that, about 3-4 months? 3 months, 5,000 rand a month. And now you're sitting on halfway through October. We're not even finished with the month yet. The debit orders that we're running value up to almost 10,000 rand in returns for Joseph. Okay, sir. Tell us about being exposed to this business for the first time. Who was daring enough to come speak to you and say, come look at this business? Tell us about how you got involved.
It was Rumpi.
Rumbi?
Yes, okay. It was Rumpi. Now, Rumpi was in network marketing with my wife. And they decided that, no man, let's look for something different. She approached my wife, come to my house. Here is Dewpoint.
Yeah.
Now I was very skeptic because the previous business, money was just going out, and to collect after you have sold your things, it was very difficult.
Okay. Products.
Okay. So I wanted to investigate. I wanted to make sure that this was a genuine business. Mm-hmm. So I went to the website. Just by looking at the website, I was starting to get convinced that there should be something here. The layout of the website, and also the integration with your YouTube and all the videos on YouTube. I went through most of them actually to try to figure out exactly, is this genuine or not? Mm-hmm. I was convinced. Then the rest was easy.
So the website did its job?
It did its job.
Okay, good.
I came for the presentation,
and
I saw the building. I saw the guys presenting.
Who was presenting that night?
I think you were presenting.
Oh, good. Maybe I'll get a bonus at the end of the year. Okay.
Then I came also the other time. I saw Brandon. I started to realize, no man, these guys are genuine. Because I don't think with the kind of buildings and with this kind of people, they're going to run away with our small monies.
Yeah?
Then I was sold. Then we started the business.
Okay, great. And then how did it go from there? Because Like I said, I warned everybody. I said success is not easy in this business. What's your experience been over the last 4 months?
Initially, I was very optimistic because I had a list of friends, trusted friends that I thought are going to just jump in and run with me.
Okay.
Then it was a rude awakening. I later realized that no, they might not be actually genuine friends because you think they're gonna come for you when you need it the most. But I think that's actually what happens. You know, the guys that you think are going to be with you, they are not going to be with you. Yes, and it's a harsh reality, but that's the fact. The people that I didn't expect were going to join me. They're the ones who are now sitting here, and we are growing our channel.
Okay, so you've persisted. You said you had lots of enthusiasm, and then the enthusiasm plummeted after you realized how difficult the business was.
It is difficult.
Family and friends let you down.
And I just want to say, I think I'm forgiven to say that, but particularly men. Men are difficult. Some of them are okay, but
Yeah.
I think naturally men, you have to crack them.
Is it?
For ladies, it's a bit easier.
Yeah.
Because you
Remember, your wife brought you into the business.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think once you go through that barrier now and they understood what the business is about, then it becomes easy. Even also to work together, it becomes easy, and then you grow the channel together.
Okay, so it becomes easier once you persist
Exactly.
through all of that. Okay, great. So tell us about your aspirations in the business. I mean, nearly 10,000 Rand a month already. I'm sure it doesn't end there for you. What do you want out of this business? When do you deem this business to be successful? When do you sit back and relax?
I watched some of the deaf seminars done by Brandon, and he was just saying on one of those, if I give you 500,000, what are you going to do with it? You'll be tired of buying things, you see. So I'm not going to be in this for 2 years or 3 years. I'm going to be in this for the long haul. And I think it's a platform that I've actually found to be going to be like, it's going to be my breakthrough into things that I wanted to do, because I'm working full time and I don't have time to go and start my own company because I'm working full time, and I don't want to risk starting my own company, and this is the easiest way that I can actually build recurring income.
No, certainly. So, yeah, we've met a lot of wealth engineers where this is a means to an end. They're very passionate about other things. This business allows them, it empowers them to go on to their passions later in life. But you've got to work for it, right?
Definitely.
And I hope we have a little bit of enjoyment along the way. So everyone will notice that Joseph's got a big WQ sitting up there. You've had success in other facets of our business. You conquered one of the wealth quests earlier in the year, where, like, straight in, 2 weeks in.
2 weeks. Actually, when we joined, there was a quest for televisions, for LED,
Big
smart
screen, flat LED.
50-inch.
Yes.
Then we went for that one. It was much easier because by then we were also starting to recruit the people who were closer to us. So it was easy to actually go and get that quest. So we got a 50-inch
Brand
LED
new
TV.
Yeah.
And I think that same month we got paid something like 1.9. So all in all, Dewpoint gave us 10,000 rands worth of value
Awesome.
after paying 199 rands. So I think we could have just said, no man, let's just disappear with all these things and never come back. But that was just the icing.
Yeah.
We are in it for the big cake.
Yeah, it's certainly just the beginning. I mean, you're only 4 or 5 months in. I'm very excited to see where you're going to be in 2, 3, 5, 10 years' time. Right? I often joke with the audience and say, if this business turns out to be successful for you, we will know each other for a lifetime. You will be here forever, right? And then you had even more success. So last month you conquered our wealth quest again for an Apple iPhone S. So there you go, sir.
Thank you.
And then we'll be discussing our rewards program shortly, but you've had success there too. You can see Joseph is a rank 5 wealth engineer, and at rank 5 he gets this very special USB stick. So congratulations again, sir.
Thank you.
Would you like to give your channel a shout out?
Yes, I would like to do that. Not
Go
only
for
the
it.
channel, I just want to thank you for the opportunity, and Brandon, for this wonderful opportunity. I also just want to say, if you are new to this business, this is going to be a family. I've met a lot of wonderful people here. I've met people like Patrick and Pomi here. And I just want to say to my channel, let's continue to work hard. Let's continue to push, guys. And let's give it 2 years. Then we can start to worry about maybe it's not going to work out. But I think it's too early now to start to judge it. I just want to thank the guys in my channel. There's Mandla. Please keep on working hard. There's Chris.
Yes.
There's Kulu and Linus. Thank you for hard work. I want to thank also what's his name? There's so many. There's so many. If I don't mention you, it's not because you're not important. It's only that because I'm on stage here. I want to thank Ongani. I want to thank Brian.
Yes.
I want to thank Letty.
Nice.
And I want to thank also, there is my sister-in-law sitting there. Thank you so much for coming. And let's push, guys. And Rumbi,
Yes.
thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. And keep on encouraging the guys for all the work.
Awesome. Well done, Joseph. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.
Do you see our success is not dependent on solely Joseph's efforts? He's very much part of a team, a channel, collaborating with very effective people around him. All right, so I said I would speak about our rewards program. Our rewards program is the second way to benefit as a wealth engineer in our business. The rewards program works like this. Our guests, if you become wealth engineers today, you will start engaging in normal wealth engineer activity, which is like coming to presentations, bringing guests with you, logging into the app, watching training videos. And when you do these things, we give you something called XP, which stands for experience points. And as you start to grow more and more XP and your business starts to grow, we reward you along the way. So here's our XP rewards table. It starts out at rank 1. If you join and become a wealth engineer, you will be a rank 0 wealth engineer. Can you see you're not important to us? You're not even on the slide. You're not even on the slide. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. But when you start putting in some work and you start having a little bit of success, you get to rank 1 because all you need is 1,000 XP, and you can get 1,000 XP in 5 minutes. 5 minutes in this business. You need 4 products in your qualified channel, and when you meet those 2 criteria, you'll be rank 1, and we will give you a once-off amount of 55 Rand at the end of the month with your return. And then you'll start going towards rank 2. And as you start ranking up in this business, the rewards get bigger and better. You can see there, 400 Rand, 1,500 Rand, 20,000 Rand, 50,000 Rand. We give our wealth engineers tools, like Joseph's just got at rank 5, a lightning USB stick, right? So that was the first version that we gave out last year. He's got one of the more modern versions. But the beauty of these little sticks is that they plug into any device. Joseph can go speak to anybody because that little device that we've given him plugs into Android, Apple, Banana, tablets, cell phones, smartphones, laptops, computers, TVs. He can show anybody the Dewpoint opportunity regardless of what device is around him. At rank 7, we get these premium business cards manufactured for our wealth engineers. 1,000 cards. They are gilded and foiled in gold. There's no ink on these business cards. They're 4 times thicker than normal cards. There's a black suede touch to them. Beautiful cards. This business relies on first impressions and credibility, right? Because you're going to be going out and speaking to people they might never have heard of Dewpoint. But when you put a 12,500 Rand business card in their hands, your credibility bumps up a couple of levels. These people will now give you a little more time to explain what Dewpoint's all about. At rank 9, this is one everyone gets excited about because we take our wealth engineers and their family on a business class trip, business class flights, to a 5-star luxury resort for 7 days, all expenses paid trip to our international conference. This is not a once-off reward. This is a reward our wealth engineers will enjoy every single year for the rest of their lives. So we've got some footage of the resort that we've booked out at the end of this year. There's no time limit to getting to rank 9, right? If you join today, you're not going to get to rank 9 by December. But there's no time limit. You can get to rank 9 next year and enjoy it for the rest of your life along with your family. So take a look at where we're going to.
All of your wind has gone, and all of the power
belong to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark embrace. Cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
You see, it's asking you the questions, right? It's a decision you get to make. But how many of us get excited to start at rank 1? Who got excited about the 55 Rand I announced at rank 1? No one, you're lying to me. No one gets excited over 55 Rand. What you going to do? Go buy a cappuccino for yourself. But you have to. You have to get impassioned, right? Because that's the beginning. And this business is proof that if you can get to rank 1, you can get to rank 9. Because the activity doesn't change. You're going to be doing the same thing. If you can prove to yourself that you can get to rank 1, there is no reason why you can't get to rank 20. At rank 11, we spend R250,000 Rand on a brand new car and give it to the wealth engineer. We buy the car cash and you drive it out of this parking lot. Got to have insurance though. But there's no debit order at the end of the month. How much closer are you to becoming debt-free when you're going on an international trip every single year business class, when the car you're driving around in has been paid cash by somebody else? How much closer are you to becoming completely debt-free? So this is the rewards program, right? We've showcased up to rank 11. You saw the table went up to rank 20. We've already designed up to rank 28. What happens at rank 28? Who said to me they want a new husband at rank 28? Right, we've got a long-term vision in this business. We didn't start this business and when we sit down in our management meetings go, what are we doing only next year? We've already mapped out the next 30 years for our wealth engineers. This is a business that you have to have long-term vision in, right? All right, and on that note, we got Nabils. You can see she's from Port Shepstone. She's at rank 4 already, joined at the end of April, May, June, July, August, September, 5 months in the business. She's not with us this evening, but she's been kind enough to send us a voice note that we're going to play to you now. So let's take a listen to her experience.
Hey everybody, my name is Nabils, known as Mpilo Gamsomi from KZN Port Shepstone. I joined Dewpoint on the 26th of April 2017. The person who introduced this business to me is my friend Zongeziwe Zibobo from Durban. I'm currently self-employed at the moment, owning a driving school in Port Shepstone. Okay, when Zonge introduced this business to me, I was already in another network business. But I said to myself, let me just grab this opportunity without wasting any time, because I really love money. Okay, I started introducing this business opportunity to my fellow colleagues and friends. Some rejected and some took the opportunity. Yeah, it wasn't easy, but I said to myself, I'm doing this no matter what comes on my way, because I also have a dream of being a lady millionaire in a few years to come. You know, if you have a dream, you don't quit easily, but you keep on pushing till your dreams come true. I sometimes used to sleep at 1 a.m. just checking on how can I grow my channel without any problems. I found Dewpoint Way, that is connecting people to Dewpoint System. Every time if I need some information, I used to ask Sis Pumi. But Sis Pumi used to say, check your app and your website, Mpilo. Oh, I thought this lady is so selfish. She doesn't want to share some information or just to give answers. Why she's always referring me to the app? Oh, but today I understand why. Thanks again, Sis Pumi and Patrick. Now I can stand on my own together with my team. I've learned that business is like a wheelbarrow. Nothing happens until you start pushing. To my team out there, let's keep on working, guys. Don't forget our motto, which says, work hard in silence and let your success make all the noise. To my team in Port Shepstone, Durban, Pietermaritzburg, Eastern Cape, Western Cape, Mpumalanga, Cape Town, Gauteng, let's push, guys. To mention few, Koleka from Margate, Mam Melody from Durban, Mam Pindile Gumete, Mam Sisanda Mpilo from Pietermaritzburg. Thank you, guys. Hope to see you soon on stage. Mam Zongi, thanks again for introducing this business to me. Sis Nkanyezi, thank you so much. Oh, how can I forget my grannies, Pumi and Patrick. Thank you so much, guys. In conclusion, Mr. Brandon and your team, thanks so much for coming to Durban. That seminar has opened my eyes and also my team. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Nompilo. Awesome. Look at the amazing growth that she's had, right, in the space of just 60 days from August to October. And you heard her mention how extensive her channel is, right? She mentioned almost every single province in the country. What business can you run where you can suddenly jump to other provinces overnight? Overnight with absolutely no expense to yourself, when you can spread your business over the entire map of South Africa. She's leveraged herself like that. Can you see she's not bound by any constraints of time or geography in this business? We have a third way to benefit as wealth engineers, and that is our wealth quest. So we touched on that. You saw some of our wealth engineers getting the cell phones. Joseph mentioned the TV that he got. It's through our wealth quest. So the wealth quest is a challenge that we issue our wealth engineers every month. Every month it's different. The challenge is different and the reward is different. So this month, October, is called Explosive Growth. We challenge our wealth engineers to be able to put 7 new wealth engineers in their channel, get 2 of them qualified, and that will earn you an Apple iPhone S by the end of next month, plus 2,000 XP. And our more experienced wealth engineers can go beyond that. If you can find 3 wealth engineers that have fallen by the wayside, they might have cancelled or lapsed out of our system, if you can bring them back into Dewpoint, right? Get them to see the value of the business that they've left behind. Get them to come back in. You've got 3,000 Rand waiting for you by the end of next month. So this is just another way to benefit as a wealth engineer here at Dewpoint. All right. We get asked the question, well, how did Dewpoint afford all of this? How do you afford all of this? This is a slide that basically illustrates our business model. On the left here, we've got traditional insurance businesses that typically spend a lot of money on marketing and advertising on a daily basis. So like a company like PMD down the road, they spend a lot of money on client acquisition through marketing and advertising. At Dewpoint, we don't spend a cent on marketing or advertising. You will not see a Dewpoint logo outside of this building. You won't see it on a billboard. You won't see it on any form of marketing. Instead, we rely on our wealth engineers to go out and tell people about the Dewpoint opportunity. And so instead of spending the billions that the insurance industry spends on marketing and advertising, we can take that portion of our premium and give it to our wealth engineers in the form of these returns and the rewards and the wealth quests that we've spoken about this evening. So that basically illustrates our business model. On that note, we've got Shadrach coming up. Come up, sir. You can see we typically showcase everyone in black and white, but I think Shadrach's so well dressed that we've left him in full color on the screen for everyone to enjoy. There you go, sir. And he's driven all the way up from KZN, so welcome. Rank 4, joined in the middle of April. You can see his earnings already by May, nearly 3,000 Rand a month. Right? You can see he wasn't happy with 2,500 after 6 months. 60 days later, sitting at nearly 5,000 Rand a month, and then another 60 days later, more than doubled that. And we're not even finished with October. That number will go up, right? Because I'm sure you're not on holiday up here in Joburg. You're doing business anyway. So, sir, share with us your experience of this business, when you first got exposed to it, what it was like, what your impressions were of the business. Were you skeptical? Were you positive? Tell us how it all unfolded.
Okay, thanks. My name is Getrichquick Musatwala, all the way from Newcastle, Matateni. I was first introduced by my lead, Siyabonga Smelane. I remember it was on the 19th April when he arrived in my place. He said, "Hey, Chief, we are sitting here. There's a business." I said, what business are you talking about? Because I only know that you are a teacher. You are just working there at the school. Then he said, "No, there's this business called Dewpoint." I said, "Chief, you know what? You know, I never sell anything. I'm just a mechanical engineer. I don't like all those things." Then he said, "No, there's a website. Let's have a look." But my challenge is that, "But Chief, you said you're in a business, but you are still wearing many rivers to cross. Where's the proper shoes?" Then I said, no, you must take yourself serious." Then he said, "No, let's went on website." So when I went on website, like I said, let's go in there. And he said, "You don't have even a proper phone. So let's take my tablet." So when you look at the website www.dewpoint.net, when I see business registered under Constantia, executive Brandon Benfield. I said, I know this guy. Where I know this guy from? Anyway, I was still working at the mine, Palabora, the copper mine. I was investing there. I said, okay, I think there's something here. But now when I continue checking, I said, "Chief, but when did you start with this business?" He said, "No, I started February." "But how much are you earning?" He said, "February." And he said, "No, hey, I only earn 250 or something." But I said, "It's something." Then he said, "Okay, what do you want me to do now?" I said, "No, I want you to join so that you can start working." Then he said, "No, leave here. I'll take it from here. Come back the following day." Then 2 hours later, the guy's back again. I said, "Chief, what's your problem?" He said, "No, hey, Chief, I'm giving you something here." Then I said, "Okay, fine. If you're giving something, where can we start now?" He said, "No, just join in and do one." I said, "No, I'm not joining anything. Let's just download the app." So we download the app, and it thought it's smart. You know what it does? It downloads the app with his password and everything. Then said, "Every day log in here or something." So look at this man. So when we went out, then I started studying this setup, everything. So it is a nice setup, but you need a little bit of IT. Said, fortunate I've got a little bit. I must teach myself more. When I started looking at the video, I said, this man thought is clever. When you log in, you get 25 XPs every day. But now, how can I change this thing? Because I've not yet registered. Then I said, no, it's already late, 19, so I'll start the following month. The following day, 6 o'clock, evening is coming again. I said, Smela, not so problem. I said, Chief, you see now, I've dressed smart now. There's a business. So I said to him, you know what, I'm one person who's principal, you must dress smart, you see. I'm a public representative, you can't just come here in your shorts, everything. So I said, okay, fine, I'm joining in now. He said, no, I said, I'm going to punish myself because you can't agree in my terms. So as I log in, I joined and he said, are you happy now? I said, yeah, I'm happy. Then when he left, then I started reading the review. He said, let me give myself this month to study this business. On the 24th, he come back. Hey, Chief, you know, if you can put 3 people, you can earn 165 rand. I said, no, Chief, where is this coming from now? He said, no, you know what, I'm telling you, start so that you can see. He does know that I'm reading more than he's taught. Because I see there's a wealthy quest when you put 3 people, you get what you call, it was not an Apple, it was a
iPad.
tablet.
Yeah.
Tablet. Then I said, okay, fine. How are you pushing? He said, no, I only shot with 3 people. You already joined in. If you qualify, I get the thing. I said, okay, give me 2 minutes then. Then I take the phone, I started calling the councillors. Hey, councillors, let's went on a website. We've got a gadget from the municipality. Here's the website. 2 minutes back, all of them, they signed in. So I've got 3. I said, now you've got 3 people, you are made now. He said, Chief, hey, I thought you are kidding. Then he said, check on the live feed. There's 3 people already signed in themselves. Don't was happy. Then I said, now let me start making a list of the people that I can approach now. You know, I'll tell you the story. The sad part, I was working at the mine as a mine coordinator. I was earning a lot of money, over 60,000 a month. But the challenge I was having, I'm 400 meters away from home and 200 meters to town. When I get paid, I'm tired and I have to drive 4 hours to spend my money. And the worst part, I'm only sleeping 4 hours. Because you started at 4, you knock off at 4. When you knock off at 4, there's a call out, they break down, the whole conveyor is off. As a manager, you have to sit and start ordering spares.
Yeah, my dad's a miner. I know these
it's really
things.
frustrating. And you have to report to someone who's been sleeping the whole day. You see? So that is when I said, no, let me quit this job.
Yeah, mining's not
It's
easy.
not money. Because even sometimes they said you're not going to get an annual bonus, you'll get next day March. 2 days before that March, 2 people die in a mine. The whole bonus is gone. So I said, no.
Yeah?
Then now, at present, I'm an executive council of Newcastle. But I said, if it's bringing this something, I don't have to report to someone. Let me be hands-on. Then I started on May. That's where I become #1, first point of growth. I put 35 people. And I said, but it's working, this thing. But the challenge that I'm having is that all the people I'm putting, they're not working because they're managers. They're just paying product, everything. And then I said, no, let me be hands-on for the following month. That is when I started growing, put people there. Then I see I'm better because even the videos is there that they're giving us everything to point.
I was going to say, you're in
Yes.
Newcastle. We don't have a head office in Newcastle, but it hasn't stopped you.
A lot, because you know what happened? You've got live feed there, live stream. And the good thing about this business, if they say they give you everything, they even equip you with this Point so that you can assist. Where on earth you can get a business that also support with all the equipment to work. And the good thing is that I don't have even an office, but I have to utilize the live stream that is coming every day. And people open the video, they are so excited. I remember one day I said, let me first introduce the mayor. When I sit down with the mayor, this is a website. The following day the mayor is already registered online. I said, Chief, you can't do that. You see, what are we doing now? And then he said, no, I was excited. I take this thing. But put everything back. I said, I can't put everything. You're my lead. You're under me. I'm your lead. So it's nice because now, I'm telling you now, all the people are signing in without any hassles. It's very nice and you become passionate about it.
Yeah, I don't want you to give the audience the impression that it's too easy. So tell us, speak about more of the challenges maybe in this business.
Yeah, truth be told, the challenge that we come across when you present, especially to the group of people, like in schools, they take for granted this is a scam, everything, and one will interrupt. So you started undermining yourself, said, but this thing sometimes you get demoralized. So at the end of the day, others they give you false information, others they give you wrong accounts, and then the next thing others they give you the information, and then the following day you had the call from head office. These people said we have just put them on 2 point. Firstly, they don't even know 2 point. You get worried. But this guy, I was with him, is a principal for that matter. And then when you call me chief, I say, I don't have even 200 rand. So these are the challenges that we come across. Then I said, I have to go back to this person because he really needs this Dewpoint.
Yeah.
So these are the challenges. Others, when you go and present, they are so excited, they all join in, find that they don't have man. Maybe they are scared because there's friend. Then you get a lot of laughs. So those are the challenges that we're coming
But
across.
it didn't lead you to quitting.
No, you can't quit because, like I remember 1 month I put about 80 people within 2 weeks. All of them, they canceled the labs. Then I put 90 more. So it's better if you start pushing yourself to the limit because in this business you need to be head on. There are difficulties that you come across, challenges, but you mustn't cloud your vision.
Exactly. I
I'm
think that's the
happy now
important thing,
because-
to meet the challenge head on,
Yes.
not to quit and to persevere through it. 'Cause
Yes,
that's the
you need
only
to
way
be
to
passionate
success.
about it. Yes.
Okay, and you've had success last month especially because you can see the Wealth Quest insignia up on the slide there behind you. So we've got an Apple iPhone S for this man too. Tools for the business. Tell us about your ambitions in this business. Where are you headed?
You know what? When I realized that when I started this business, I can go far. I said, no, let me take this as my project and put a vision on it. Because at the end of the day, I don't have to report to someone. And I put myself, said I'm giving myself 6 years to make sure that I grow this business. Because at the end of the day, when I'm at home, there's something that I can keep myself busy. I interact with people. I even go to the except, you know what I'm doing now? I sometimes go on my list. There are people I was working with in Limpopo, the mines, Eastern Cape. Right now, they are so interested because I have to go to Free State now. I've already got a team in Free State, Northwest, even in Gauteng, I already got a team in Mpumalanga. So it's one of those challenges. Right now in Eastern Cape, all the councillors said, come and do us a presentation. So it's growing. You feel like you own a certain portion in an environment where you're staying.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I feel like I'm better than a mayor because I can talk direct to the people. You see,
The mayor might be watching.
it's nice, and I'm feeling proud to say this because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I'm not only waiting for people to employ people, I can talk direct to the people, being passionate and self-driven so that they can change their life and experience this feeling I'm having.
That's great. Would you like to give a message to the people that have helped you build your success?
Yes. I'd like to thank Siyabonga Smelane who introduced me to this business, but I won't single out individual, the team as a whole, because they are all behind me. I also like to thank the people, even my first pointer who said she come and supported me, still new in a business, and she already qualified within a month. And we also got Kaya and a family who come and supported me. And also like to thank Mam Norma and Spa who always come and assist us with presentation. We are growing, and I also like to thank the team, the new team that I've established in Harrismith under Dr. Kotwan and Sister Motabo is growing. Also the mayor in Ladysmith who also joining this business, and we are really growing. I'm so passionate about it, and I'm still willing to plow back to my team as well. Let's work hard and let's get all these wealth requests so that we can do our business easily.
That's awesome. Thank you, Shadrach.
Thanks so
Well
much.
done. Thank you, sir. With all these wealth engineers that come on the stage, I'm always surprised by the faith and the vision that they have in a business that they haven't really experienced yet. And it's common amongst all our wealth engineers, the successful wealth engineers. They take this leap of faith and they have vision for what they want in the business, and then they go out and they strategize to get it. And that's what we have to do. It's not going to do it on its own. You have to work together. You work with head office. You've got to plug into the support that we make available. We've got all these tools that we make available to you to support you. And within 4 months, suddenly you've got business in every province in the country and you're earning a recurring income over and above your salary. Well done, Shadrach. All right. So let's talk about our products. We've got 3 products. They're all financial in nature. We've made them to be very simple to understand. They've got financial benefits that speak into our lives, typically with the problems that we experience. So the first product is Access Wealth. It's called the Access Wealth Plan. It's 299 Rand a month. It's actually made up of two products. The investment portion, which is product number one, is 100 Rand that'll get invested in your name into a tax-free investment fund that sits with Sanlam. It's not a notice or a fixed deposit, so you can draw that investment out at any stage. And then the second product within the Access Wealth Plan is some insurance. It's 110,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover that you get with this product. So this is our product number one. This is our investment product, Access Wealth. The second product is called Wealth Guard. This is purely insurance. For 274 Rand a month, you get 1.1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. The beauty of our personal accident products is that we don't profile you from a health risk point of view. So it doesn't matter what your age is, it doesn't matter what your health status is, as long as you're over the age of 18, you can take out this product. You can be 70 years old, you can be diabetic, you can still take out the product. The premium remains the same and the amount of cover that you get remains the same. So this is Wealth Guard. This is our insurance product, product number two. Product number three is called the Wealth Points Buyers Club program. This product aims to save us money on the money that we spend every single month anyway, right? So how much money are we spending on groceries every month? I know we spend way too much money on groceries. So for 274 Rand a month, you get to enjoy discounts that we've negotiated with a list of suppliers, the list of partners that you see over there. So you can see we've got retailers, Yuppie Chef, Hershey's, ShopRite, Checkers, and Take-A-Lot. You get 2.5 to 5% discount every time you go shop at those retailers, right? Save money on the money that you're spending every month anyway. We've got data. This business is very much dependent on data. We've got always on Wi-Fi data as a partner. 36 Rand for a gig of data. 36 Rand. That's a third of their normal price. That's available to our Wealth Points partners. We've got the Entertainer. It's 1.3 million Rands worth of buy one, get one free vouchers. It works off an app of your phone. Gives you access to restaurants around the country, hotels around the world, beauty spas, all kinds of things. There's awesome benefit in this product. If you're looking for immediate benefit, Wealth Points is the way to go. So those are our products. They're very straightforward. They've been designed to be straightforward. If you have any questions on the products, come speak to me afterwards. And then our final wealth engineer that's come onto stage is Zongeziwe Zibobo. That's a mouthful. Lots of Z's and B's there. But you can see she's from KZN2. She's had a lot of success. This is the second time she's been up on stage. You can see the massive growth that she's had. And again, this has not been solely through her efforts. It's very much been dependent on a great team that she's fostered. It's great culture in a team that she's got. So let's listen to the voice note that she sent us.
Hello everyone, my name is Zongeziwe Zibobo from Dewpoint, KZN. All I can say, I'm so grateful for this business. I made mistakes when I started, but I made sure I work on all the mistakes I did on this business, like focusing on quality. I watched a video on core behaviors of channel building, and it guided me on the quality of people for Dewpoint. All I can say, if you listen to training videos of Dewpoint, you will never go wrong on this business. Don't give up on Dewpoint, but if you're struggling, shout and seek for help, and you will never fail, because even the head office is willing to help us. Never miss development seminars. Trainings form parts of this business. I always make sure that I meet with my team members and I help them to plug into the Dewpoint system. Team meetings are important. That's why I always make time for my team. Thank you to Brandon, Rob, and the team for coming to Dewpoint. I must say I was so motivated, and even my team was so motivated. Thank you. To all my teammates, if you feel like giving up, must remember, if not Dewpoint, then what? Today, I'm so grateful of this opportunity because I can provide for my family. I'm not even worried about the Christmas season because I want to cook for my family the best meal ever and spoil them with Dewpoint income. All I can say, this company is the best. They delivered what they promised. Not just delivered, but they delivered in time. To my team, all I can say, let's keep pushing, guys. I know it's not easy. I'll be so happy one day to see you on stage testifying about this amazing opportunity. To those who are paying their premiums, thank you so much, guys. Keep on paying your premiums and become good leaders to your team as well. As you know, it starts with you. Tumpilo, my friend, congratulations on your rank 4. Qinile, keep pushing, Sisi. I can see you. You are coming. Sere, Mafuti, Nsigi, Kumbu, and everyone on my team. Thank you so much, guys. Even if I didn't mention your name, but you must know that you are more important. You are most important in our team, and you played an important role. Guys, thank you so much. And Tunkanyezi, our apply now. Thank you, Sisi, for introducing such an amazing opportunity. To our granny, Sis Pumi, and Grandpa Patrick, thank you so much, guys, for being there for us. We are here today because of your motivations and your guidance. Thank you so much.
Wonderful work, Songi. That's amazing growth that she's had. And she recognizes that she's collaborated with everybody. There's the support that she's received from head office. We've invested so much money in the technology that is there to support you in this business endeavor. So we want to see wealth engineers engaging with all the technology that we've made available and collaborating with everybody around them. Okay, so what is the decision that we're really making this evening? We think back to the beginning of the presentation where I depressed everybody talking about retirement and debt and the economy. But we're all in a presentation here this evening where I think you've taken the step of faith to come listen to something that will potentially set you apart from majority of what we are all experiencing. But it starts right at the beginning. Even Zongi, her first testimony that she gave a few months back when she came up onto stage, she said they really didn't have money to become Dewpoint wealth engineers. And she convinced her husband that they would forego DSTV for a month. Right? That's what she said. Humble beginnings. They went without DSTV for a month so that they could engage with Dewpoint. And she promised her husband, she said, I'll make it work. In the next 30 days, I'll make this business work. That is complete and utter faith in the business, right? She didn't see anyone around her with massive success that said to her, this is not a scheme, this is working. She had the step of faith, she had vision for the business, and she became engaged in it. And with her own admission and the lessons that we learn from her testimony is that you will make mistakes in the beginning of this business. Don't join this business with expectations of being super rich very quickly, right? It doesn't happen quickly. Everyone has to start at rank 1. Everybody. But becoming a wealth engineer, you're unfortunately going to start at rank 0. You're not even on the slide yet, remember? And unless you get excited about 55 Rand, about getting to rank 1, about being happy and engaging with the mistakes that you make, plugging into the support, engaging in personal development, are you willing to undergo personal development, improving yourself, being open, becoming passionate into a business like Dewpoint? Well, then you can start working on success. And like I said, these wealth engineers that we've showcased on the stage this evening, they've had success early on in this business. But never have we said to any of the wealth engineers, even the biggest wealth engineers in our business, we've never said to them that business is easy and that they can stop working. I promise you now, if Zongi stops working today, her business will fall apart. That's the unfortunate realistic situation she finds herself in. But if you start building a sustainable business, if those people that you're bringing into this business are capable, resourceful, they see the value of Dewpoint, you'll build a sustainable business, and in about 3 to 5 years, you'll be in the position where you can step back and relax, and your business will pay you every single month. You can take a 3-month holiday one day and get paid by Dewpoint and see your business grow while you sit on the beach with your app in your hand, while things happen, while you make money, while you're sleeping. Remember, that's what we spoke about, passive income. It requires years of sacrifice. These wealth engineers that have shown success over 4 to 5 months, they're nowhere near creating enough passive income for themselves yet. They are still actively engaged in building their businesses. And you have to, like, who said it? They were going to spend 6 years in the business, right? Getrichquick, that's what you said. 6 years in the business, he's going to focus on it and push. And that's the vision that you need. That's the long-term vision that you need in this business. So for our guests here this evening, I hope that you make a decision in our favor. If you have any questions around this business opportunity, come speak to us. Brendan's here this evening. I'm here. We've got admin staff. We'll answer any of your questions. Come speak to the wealth engineers. Get your questions answered before you leave this building. Getting started is very straightforward. Make sure you read our code of conduct. This is our contract with you. This defines what you can and cannot do as wealth engineers. Unfortunately, a lot of wealth engineers don't even bother reading it. So I'm hoping our guests here this evening will read the code of conduct. As wealth engineers, once you've registered, apply yourself to the business. We heard all the testimony. The one common theme that runs throughout the testimony of all the successful wealth engineers is that they are engaged in this business daily. They think about Dewpoint every single minute of the day, right? And they're thinking around the strategy, around the planning, around the personal development that's required, goals. You've got to treat this like a normal business. This is not a hobby that we're speaking about this evening. This is a business that is going to hopefully change your life and perhaps even for generations to come. And then go out and start talking to people, right? That basic action of talking to people. We've got merchandise. This is not a profit center for us. Please consider getting business cards before you get to rank 7 and get the fancy black ones, get the white ones. Don't discriminate. You're going to have to put up with the white ones for the first 6 ranks. But get business cards. Like Getrichquick said, first impressions make a huge difference. Don't come speak to me in shorts. If you're going to come speak to me about a business proposition that you want me to engage in, I want to see you behave professionally. I want to see you create a good first impression. And business cards are unfortunately part of that. So take a look at that. We've got new USB sticks. So brand new USB sticks. They're twice the size of the previous ones. So take a look at those. They're 16 gig USB 3. We've got a lot more video on these USB sticks. So it's a great improvement that we've got. We've got all these other merchandise that's on display in the cabinet. The pricing's on the counter. Wealth engineers that get to rank 1, you get to wear one of those pins. You've got to buy them. But when you get to rank 1, get one of these pins. I think it's like 40 Rand. You get the pin, you wear it with pride because it tells everybody around you that you're one of the few wealth engineers that is not off the slide. You're on the slide, right? You rank 1. You're actually making this business work. And if you're new to the business, go speak to anybody that doesn't have a pin on their lapel because you're speaking to the 0+0 club. Go speak to someone who's got experience and success in the business. So get a pin. The moment you get to rank 1, go get yourself one of those pins. We've got a YouTube channel. We've got about 500 videos on the YouTube channel in the last 18 months. Fortunately, we've categorized everything, right, for ease of use. But subscribe to the YouTube channel. It'll tell you every time we load up a new video. It tells you every time we're doing a live stream. The live stream empowers you to build your business outside of the province that you live in. So get onto the YouTube channel. There's such a wealth of knowledge there. And then download the mobile app. So the mobile app for Google Play Store, Apple Store, download it once you become a wealth engineer, install it, and then update your profile picture. Because what happens when you update your profile photo? You get 1,000 XP. How much XP do you need to get to rank 1? 1,000 XP. 5 minutes away, right? So go do it for yourselves. It's all there for you. A couple of don'ts. So we've had to put up the slide because people don't read their code of conduct. So now I've got to warn everyone before we finish the presentation. Some don'ts about being a wealth engineer. Don't become a wealth engineer if you cannot afford it. This is obvious, right? You will experience pain. Let me give this to you as a tip. If you bring in any single person that's looking for an income opportunity off the street, you're going to have these people joining and not paying. It'll depress you. Go speak to some of our more experienced wealth engineers. They'll warn you against it. So if the person cannot afford a Dewpoint product, don't approach them. If you don't have access to the internet, like I said, this business is very data-driven. We're a 21st century business. We've invested in all this technology for your benefit, and unfortunately, data comes along with it. We've partnered with Always On to give you data at 36 Rand a gig. So this is just one of the requirements for being a wealth engineer. If you struggle with transport, you're going to struggle with this business, right? Getrichquick said that his upline, his lead wealth engineer, came to visit him 3 times in a day. It requires that persistence, and this business is very much one-on-one. It's not something that happens over Facebook messaging, right? It is one-on-one. You know the person personally, you know what their needs are, you know what their desires are, and you're going to be working with them. And unfortunately, you need transport. Don't ever complete a Dewpoint application form on behalf of somebody else, and we see this happening all the time. This is not only in breach of our code of conduct, it is also illegal, right? So I joke to people, I say there's police stations all over the country And Brendan's got a big boot in his car. We can take you straight to the police station. You cannot do it. It is fraudulent. So don't be tempted to do it. Don't write down some Gogo's details and tell the Gogo you're going to fill in the application for her later, because she doesn't have email. She doesn't know how to install an app. Right? She's not the person for you. He's not the person for you. Okay. Don't add direct family members to your business. You cannot do this. We call this stacking. Unfortunately, it brings in a lot of manipulation into the business. So we've ruled it out. So if someone's in the same household as you, they cannot be in your channel. Right? If you've got a child that has left home and started their own family, they're welcome to be in your channel because they're in a different household. Right? They're building their own life. But if they're in the same household as you, they cannot be in the same channel as you. Don't start your own Dewpoint Facebook page. This is why I cry on a daily basis, because I get a report from an external company that reports to us on a daily basis about people starting Facebook pages. Dewpoint Rustenburg, Dewpoint Durban, Dewpoint Western Cape, right? Every single day, people are starting up Dewpoint Facebook pages. Again, it's in breach of our code of conduct. We get a report, so we get told exactly who's doing it. We suspend you immediately. Right? And that's going to be very embarrassing for you because you're going to try apply someone into the business that's going to say, sorry, this wealth engineer has been suspended. So don't do that. Do not be tempted to start promoting yourself on Facebook. It doesn't work anyway. All right, guys, the last one, don't send a lead to our head office unaccompanied. So often, well, not often, but every now and again we get some stranger arriving at head office. He doesn't know what's going on, doesn't know what's happening, says, some person found me on Facebook and just sent me here. Right? I go back to the point where this is a face-to-face, one-on-one business. It's about personal relationship. Don't send people unaccompanied into this business. Right? You need to give them a bit of love, be interested in what they're doing, and be involved in the process with them. And that's it. We have 44 days left of spring. Do you know that it's still spring? 1st of December, 44 days away. What happens on the 1st of December? We all go into holiday mode. Right? That's what everyone does. We go on holiday on the 1st of December. I want you to work as hard as possible in the next 44 days. I want you to have the best Christmas. Who was talking about having a wonderful Christmas? Zongi. Zongi says she's going to have an awesome Christmas, right? How many cows can 25,000 Rand buy you? They're going to be eating over Christmas. I want you to have the best Christmas you've ever had. But it requires 44 days of non-stop hard work. And it's not for nothing. You're building a business that has got an asset that you have ownership over. You're building it for yourself. So I encourage you to make the next 44 days count. Guys, thank you for your time this evening. If you have any questions, like I said, come speak to us. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Thank you.